Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines, and boy, do we have them. Sam Bankman-Fried, charges dropped. We'll tell you what. Ripple $100 million carbon credit market. Bank of France CBDC findings. You're going to want it. Ripple pilots. You're going to want that. And we got this. Will Volante use XRP? You're going to want every bit of that. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. A government-backed stablecoin launched on the XRP-Ledger and new Stablecoin Bill for the U.S. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, $1.23 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is up 0.45% in the last 24 hours. We see Bitcoin 29,300 plus, 1,800 plus for Ethereum, 83.8 billion plus for Tether market cap. We're watching it closely. 71 cents right now for XRP. We see the market cap is 37.4 billion plus. We are off by 10% on the 7-day and 1.5 up on the 24-hour. Let's get into this. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Cousins from Glint, your personal alternative to the banking system using physically allocated gold that you own with a MasterCard debit card. Click the link underneath the video. As we celebrate the XRP victory here at Glint, we can start working on the crypto bridge. Imagine a seamless bridge between XRP and gold, baby. Gold is security and Glint is key. Click that link underneath the video, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as it turns out, crime does pay. Congress, that is. You hear that? That was my cat. What's going on, Bobos? What's happening over there? You doing all right? Let's see what's going on here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. You can tell the show is live. Okay, we're back. I think she just wanted some food, so I think she's doing okay. So as it turns out, crime does pay. Congress, that is. Congress doesn't want those funds clawed back or investigated in any shape, way, or form. As it turns out, prosecutors dropped the campaign finance charge against FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried. It does pay to be the second largest Democratic donor, apparently. That is not what would happen if it was you or I bet anything on it. Tokenizing real-world assets, known as RWAs, ladies and gentlemen. We know that Ripple puts $100 million into the carbon market. Now, listen, I know a lot of us in the carbon market leans right into social credit scores. It scares the hell out of me. It scares the hell out of you. We got to watch it closely. But one thing we know is we better get familiar with it, because Ripple didn't put $100 million into the carbon market because it's not going anywhere. So we better get familiar with it, and we better understand it to a great degree. And about understanding things, let's talk about the CBDC revolution around the world moving right now. It's moving. It doesn't feel like it if you're watching price, but I tell you what, the new financial system is underway, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. Vladimir Putin has officially signed the digital ruble bill into effect, paving the way for the nation's central bank to introduce its own digital currency. This watershed moment signifies a dynamic shift in the financial ecosystem of Russia. It also points to the other 90, 100 plus central banks around the world in the process of doing a version or pilot test of a CBDC in their world. And speaking of that, here's Bank of France has released new conclusions and lessons learned from its wholesale central bank digital currency experiments using distributed ledger technology. This here updated by Digital Pound Foundation. They said the key takeaways basically were wholesale CBDC issuance complements retail CBDC, anchoring the value of central bank money for both retail and wholesale payments. International cooperation and public-private partnerships are essential to create a global, inclusive, and interoperable wholesale CBDC framework. Prioritizing interoperability ensures seamless data and transaction exchange between DLT-based and conventional infrastructures. Climate-related concerns highlights the need to design energy-efficient solutions for wholesale CBDCs. XRPLedger could help there, right? DLT advancements provide central banks with various means to maintain control over their wholesale CBDC. Central banks should remain technologically neutral while promoting the adoption of common standards. DLT can enhance trade and post-trade activities straight through processing and contribute to overall financial stability. Continued experiments at domestic and international levels are crucial to develop operational framework through a learning by doing approach. Remember, this experiment also included distributed ledger being used for a security settlement system as well as the CBDC. So DeFi and all of that is being tested at the same time. We'll keep you up to date as we get more information, but that's not all. Don't forget about Ripple's CBDC and joint stablecoin project with Montenegro as it takes off. And this is remarkable too. Now, not as much to report on this just yet because it's still in the early stages here, but we know that they're working on their national stablecoin pilot project. This collaboration signifies momentous step towards shaping the future of digital currencies and their integration in the country's financial landscape. These meetings were aimed to foster discussion and exchange ideas regarding the identification of potential use cases for testing stablecoin within Montenegro. By exploring these use cases, the project aims to assess the potential impact of CBDCs on applicable regulations, cybersecurity, and the protection of end users' rights and privacy. Shout out to Anthony Welfare for that piece of information. And don't forget, here at home, we saw a number of bills go through markup through the Financial Services Committee to be introduced onto the House floor itself. This being one of them. HR 4766 is the Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act of 2023. I've said it before. If we, there are a lot of bills, at least 5 bills that have been marked up and moved forward, and we're going to see the floor vote on those in the House. And if whatever passes, we'll go to the Senate, and then we'll see what kind of resistance we find over there at the Senate before a vote could take place there, if at all. So, with that being said, stablecoins is the one thing that I believe they should get done, at least on the front end of all of this that's been submitted and marked up and passed and moved forward. So as these things pass and move forward, stablecoins is something we need to watch closely, the first on and off ramp in getting into this digital world. And by the way, if you're going to have stablecoins, who's regulating them? That's the whole thing here about Tether. Who's really making sure that the reserves are the reserves? And to that point, I want to remind everybody that I think it was Patrick McHenry who introduced this bill, also brought up the idea of the Tether reserves not being monitored or regulated in a suitable or satisfactory fashion, according to government and regulators. Anthony Welfare says this. Now, this is no longer just a regular old pilot here. We are live in Palau with our stablecoin built on the XRP ledger. That is not the private ledger for banks. That is built on the XRP ledger that everyone else has access to. That's what's so important about this, along with the fact that this is a government-backed stablecoin right here. Because the Palau does not have their own dollar. They use the US dollar. So Palau stablecoin is a government-backed stablecoin on the XRP ledger. To me, that is a monumental event that's taking place right there, ladies and gentlemen. And the fact that it's a US dollar stablecoin backed by the government of Palau is even a bigger signal about what may be to come in larger regions like right here at home in the U.S. Now, I want to show you this because at the end of this transaction of this stable coin here, 15 Palau stable coins used in the transaction, and looky there, you can see the old Ripple logo right there. How about that? Isn't that interesting? Well, I love seeing this. Boy, everything is really happening at a breakneck speed, even though it doesn't feel like it. And this here from Darren Moore is a nice clip here, and Cowboy Crypto for sharing it. And it is Anthony Welfare from a few weeks ago, actually, telling us exactly how many NDAs we got going here.
So what are we learning? So we've got two announced projects, and then we've got 5 under NDA. Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan is a real CBDC, so there's a central bank, and they've issued a currency, and that's very much at decent stages at the moment. And Palau is actually a US dollar stablecoin. So Palau has its own government, but no central bank, so they use the US dollar. So we're issuing, on the public blockchain, on the public XRP ledger, a USD stablecoin for this country to use. That's actually quite interesting for innovation, because there's other things can be done with that.
Palau
Yeah.
is issuing a dollar stablecoin on the XRP ledger. You just heard it out of Anthony Welfare's mouth.
You did. You just heard it out. Shout out to Darren Moore for that clip. And we reported it when he first came out with that clip too. You know, again, not to overstate it because you really can't. The government and Republic of Palau is backing a US dollar stablecoin on the public XRP ledger. Yeah, let that sink in. Let's talk about FedNow. FedNow, we know Volante is a partner. We know Volante is a RippleNet partner. We know it's all tied together. This is a clip at the end of this 1.5-minute video, which I'm not going to play yet. But look at this. Now, we know we were told directly by FedNow it is domestic use initially. We also know there's not a demand for XRP to be used domestically back end at this time in the early stages at least. That's fine. But what does this diagram say here? What does this say? That is cross-border for the world right there is what that is, right? That's what we're talking about. This is not just a domestic diagram, now is it? This speaks to the speculative idea and notion that I've had that FedNow is about organizing the domestic liquidity with this new plumbing and market infrastructure on the back end for the financial banking system, to draw on that liquidity to make organized large value payments almost instantly with something like ODL and RippleNet, right? That's the goal. What are we here for? What are we here for? And here's just some of the partners that are behind all of this. Wavecrest, BNY Mellon, PostPay, Visa, Wells Fargo, Citi Ventures. And quite a few of those are tied into Ripple. Pretty remarkable. And if you're ever wondering if Volante is going to actually use XRP, this came from a couple years ago, where response to Matthew Liney here, shout out to Cowboy Crypto for bringing it back up. Matthew Liney, give him a follow, asked Volante, will XRP be possible settlement mechanism for this platform? Volante answered back, the platform can be used to settle through XRP via our Ripple connection, and then provided a link for it. That's what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're headed. How long it takes to get there, I don't know. But I can clearly see that it's a solution, and it's looking like an end goal to me. And I'm not trying to sell a used car. Everybody's got to take this information, vet the information, vet me, vet all of it. It's how we get the best out of one another. Ripple partner Volante's tech, real-time ready, API enabled, and ISO 20022 Fluent solution powers 4 of the top 5 global corporate banks, 2 of the world's largest card networks, 49% of U.S. commercial deposits, trillions in value daily. This is why I'm here. Yeah. Do I want to make money after it goes to $1? Absolutely. Do I want to make money after XRP goes to $5, $10, $15, $25? Of course I do. But what I really am here for is to watch this moment take place. To watch XRP actually serve in its intended use for the world's financial system on every level. That's what I'm really here for. And I'm not leaving till we get there. Not financial advice from me or anyone else, just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.